Hello and welcome to Action Replay. If you take the trouble to record your games, then you can replay them and learn some valuable lessons. In these videos you will learn from good moves and bad moves, and hopefully you will be encouraged to record your games and improve your chess. This game is from the North Middlesex Mega Final, all the best players from the local schools, and this is from the under 10 boys section. It's the final round and both players need to win this game to qualify for the Giga Final. If the game is still going after 40 minutes, then you win if you are in front by 3 points or more. And at the end of this game, we'll see another reason to record your moves. Remember, it's easy to write your moves down. You don't need expensive video equipment, just some paper and a pencil. At the end of this game, one of the players will realise just how important it can be to write your moves down. Anyway, let's get on with the game. We're not going to talk about every move. We're just going to stop when there's something important we can learn. White has moved a second pawn into the centre, but black can just take it. Sometimes at the beginning of a game, one player might deliberately decide to give up a pawn, hoping to get some more space for their pieces. It's called a gambit. There are quite a few different kinds of gambit. This one is called the Blackmar Diemer gambit. It's quite an exciting opening if you like taking risks. Let's take a look at the first few moves. White has given up a pawn, but has plenty of space to get his pieces out and attack the black king. So that's the kind of game that White was hoping for. But what if your opponent doesn't do what you want? In our game, black doesn't have to take the pawn. Black could play c6. It's the Caro-Kann Defence. In our game, black actually played e6. It's the French defence. But white is still trying to play the Blackmar Diemer gambit. White took black's knight, but black now has 2 pawns and is about to get a third. White must block check with the bishop so that the queen can defend the rook. A knight is worth 3 pawns, so we are even. If white had castled, the king would be where the rook is, defending all of the pawns. White tried to castle, but you can't castle into check. This is an illegal move. Can black take white's king and win the game? No, you can't take the king. White has to take the move back and play a different move. But because white touched the king to castle, white has to move the king. Can you spot how white can win the game now? Just look at the pieces ready to attack black's king. If you spotted this move, rook to g1, well done. This isn't what actually happened in the game, but let's have a look at how white could have won. As I said, that isn't what actually happened in the game, so let's go back and carry on with our game. Black is now winning by 2 pawns. Pawns are really important. One more pawn, and that's the magic 3-point lead for black. White's queen has too many jobs. Can you spot the problem? The queen is defending the knight on e2, but the queen is also defending the bishop on c3. Let's look at what black should have played next. White takes the bishop back with the queen, but that leaves the bishop on c3 undefended. So black could have won a piece. Black has won another pawn and is now winning by that magic 3 points, enough to win the game at adjudication time. All black has to do now is to be careful and keep the game simple. There's about 1 minute left until adjudication time. It looks as though white has run out of ideas, just moving the rook along the first rank. Black is winning easily and is about to qualify for the next round. If you were black, what move would you play now? Would you play rook to c2, check? This is a good move and forks white's king and queen. Would you play queen takes e2? This is a good move, winning white's knight and forcing white to swap queens. In the game, black decided to take the knight with the pawn. What do you think about that? There are only a few seconds left before adjudication. Both sides have a queen, a rook, and a bishop. But black has 6 extra pawns. However, black has just made a very big mistake, and white has just enough time to make a killer move. Can you spot it? White plays queen to d5, check. And the game was stopped for adjudication. Black is winning by 6 pawns. But the decision was a win for white. Can you spot why? Black's king has to go into the corner. Black's king is trapped by its own pawns. Black must take the queen with the rook. So it was white that went through to the Giga final. The position looks hopeless, but you should always keep trying to look for ways to win. Remember, if you are winning, you should try and make the game simple, so that you have less chance of making a mistake. One way is to swap pieces off. But if you are losing, then you should try and make the game complicated, so that your opponent has more chance of making a mistake. Keep pieces on the board. And you must concentrate until the game is over. Black was winning that game easily with only a few seconds to go until adjudication. But one careless mistake and everything changed in an instant. I hope you've learnt a lot from watching this action replay. It can be really helpful to record your games, but there is one more reason I want to tell you why you should record your games. Black was very frustrated to lose, and tried to cheat by claiming that White's bishop was on a4, not b4. Why would this make a difference? Well, now Black's king can escape to f8, and so White's checkmate plan doesn't work. But because White had written the moves down, the adjudicators could replay the game to find out that the bishop really was on b4.